Why do we continue to accept it, Sam? Why do we continue to ignore the obvious and say this is a man who lied to us? This is a guy who took office. When he ran, Obama, I'm going to do something about Wall Street. I'm going to put the criminals in prison. 0 have gone to prison. I'm going to aggressively do something about the environment. He creates more drilling sites than any president in frigging American history. I'm going to do something about trade. Well, he pushes TPP, the worst trade agreement ever. So, I mean, this just goes, I'm going to do something about the courts, and we find out his appointments look worse than George Bush. I would rather appear in front of a George Bush appointment as a judge than I would an Obama appointment, for the most part. And as startling as that is, that's what we're seeing. These are Wall Street cretins. Debbie Wasserman, which you wanted to talk about. I mean, come on. He puts his arm around her as if she's the future of the Democratic Party. Really?
Well, what's stunning about this? Debbie Wasserman Schultz, she's a congresswoman from Florida's, I think it's 23rd district. Obviously, wouldn't be a national story, but for the fact that she's the head of the Democratic National Committee, and it is. I think you'd be very hard pressed to find anybody who, at least in her role as the chair of the DNC, thinks that she did a good job.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
She has done a tremendously bad
against
job.
pot decriminalization, against an open internet, came out against Edward Snowden, against refusing donations from corporate lobbyists.
Aggressively pro-payday lenders.
I
I mean,
know.
this is someone who is taking on Elizabeth Warren and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and she looks around in terms of who else is with her, and it's all Republicans. She wants to institute a statute from Florida about payday lenders. She wants to do it on a national level. It has been an unmitigated disaster in Florida. And look, this is about her getting a tremendous amount of campaign money from this group. But the idea that she's been good at as DNC chair, I mean, I don't care if you support Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, the way that this campaign has run, the idea of burying Hillary Clinton and not having any debates, I think, was a disservice to her, as well as, of course, to Bernie Sanders. You had 6 months or 4 months, I should say, last summer when the Republicans dominated the news, damaged Hillary Clinton, not necessarily in the eyes of Democrats, but in the eyes of the general public. I mean, at the end of this, you want a general election candidate who's going to be strong. So their calculation was, we can submerge Sanders and do it to
make him
Clinton's
disappear.
benefit, but I don't think it worked out that way.
Don't have debates. Have the debate, 11, just choose the worst time ever
Right,
to
Sunday
have a
night,
debate.
11 p.m.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good idea. But the point is this, we know what this is about. She's been promised a cabinet position. She's been around. She's been this political hack, with the establishment Democrats since 2011. She's nothing more than a damn hanger-on political hack who's going to do whatever Democratic leadership wants her to do. So all of a sudden, up pops Obama. This is my choice. She's brilliant. Arm around her. I look like, and I'm going, what more of an ugly message do you possibly want to send progressives? How many times must you tell progressives that you don't give a damn about them? How many more ways can you make it clear that you're all about Wall Street Democrat politics, third-way Democratic politics, and you don't care at all about the hundreds of thousands and thousands of people that have jumped on the Bernie bandwagon because the damn Democratic Party is dying? What does it take for him to understand that?
Wasserman Schultz is facing a guy named Tim Canova. We had him on the program a couple of weeks ago. He's a guy who has been an advisor to Bernie Sanders. He has a former advisor to Senator Paul Tsongas years ago, a law professor, really a strong advocate for not only the middle class, but the idea of more transparency with the Fed. He promotes anti-austerity policies. I mean, this is the type of Democrats we need. And, hopefully, this is one of those things, too, where people can really make a difference. They should Google Tim Canova. You can go to ringoffireradio.com and find the interview that we did with Tim a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, the guy's brilliant. I mean, he's damn brilliant. And the Democratic establishment is trying to make him disappear.
Yep, that's absolutely the case, and people can push back on this. I mean, it's nice to have an opportunity. You know, we can't necessarily do anything about, say, the Merrick Garland appointment, but this is one of those instances where we can actually do something about it. Pap, as always, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sam. News just keeps rolling through. I'll tell you, Ring of Fire, everywhere I go, I'm hearing about Ring of Fire. You've just really, you've really launched this thing, and a lot of people are going to benefit from it.
Thanks, Pat.